All right, so you probably want to be over here, Mike.
Yes, sir.
On the mechanics, on any kind of joint lock, you want to control the joint on the one side of it and the other. With the arm lock, we're attacking the elbow. So I want to make sure that I'm controlling the shoulders. I do that by having my butt up underneath his shoulder, my heels pulled in, and pinch with my knees. There's going to be times where I flatten my leg out to put pressure on his head, but I have to balance this out with keeping him trapped. All right, I'm going to control his wrist by hugging it with either arm, depending on what I'm trying to do. Generally, we want to be here so I can hold on to his legs and keep him from getting all crazy. It's less important when I have both legs across, okay? When I'm here, if he's trying to get away, I have both legs across. Now, if I am here with the shin shank arm lock, now I have to worry about him escaping, no, other way. Escaping out that way, so I'm better off hugging with my top arm so I can control his leg with the other, okay? But in general, what we're trying to do is control the shoulder, right? Pulling in with my heels, pinching my knees, keeping it tight, and I hug at the wrist, okay? Now if he tries to bend his arm, it's very tough. He's fighting my entire body. I have my other arm free to do stuff if I need to. I can hug it. I don't want to be out here arm wrestling his arm with the weakest part of my chain, my fingers. Hug here. Now it's very difficult for me to get that arm out, especially when he's bleeding. It's locked in there pretty well. And even if he grabs his other hand now, it's both his arms versus my body, okay? So heels, knees, hips, hug it. At the elbow, at the wrist, leaning back, keeping everything tight as I go. It's on before my back hits the ground. I don't want to be laying back here on the ground, fumbling with my fingers out here. Check?
Check.
Let's give it a try. So one detail that I left out is once I start getting this arm straight, he can turn his hand, okay? Whichever side his pinky's on is the side I want to put pressure. So if he's thumb this way, I put pressure with this bottom leg. If he goes arm the other way trying to escape or do something weird, then I put pressure with the top leg, right? If his thumb up, right? If his thumb's up, then hip straight up, okay? That's the direction that I'm putting pressure into his pinky. I'm just doing this so you guys can see. But I'm going to do the same thing from here. Whichever direction he moves his arm, I put pressure opposite that. He goes the other way, trying to escape. Now I put my bottom leg and my hip into it. Good to go?
Good.
All right. Put a stop. So, armbar from the guard. In our system, if I just grab here, okay, I can teach you, okay, grab here, foot in the hip, leg comes up, but what does he know is happening?
Armbar.
He knows the arm lock's coming, so he's going to be defending the arm lock, trying to get that elbow back. That's not wrong, but I'm announcing what I'm doing. So we're going to be a little bit more tricky. We're going to set up for our choke. Okay? I set up for my choke. He can be fighting my grips or whatever, his arm's in. I'm going to come over, okay? Put my arm where I can do my quick grip. I can do, right, where I'm here, palm down. Right now, my foot goes on the hip. My knee isn't tight to the shoulder. Now, my right leg, I'm attacking his right arm. My right leg comes up in the armpit with the heel down, breaking his posture. Try to sit up now, Mike. Okay? If he doesn't defend the choke, I can choke him. So he's got to defend it. While he's busy defending the choke, I bring the leg over. Now look, I hug the arm. I have my heels down. Okay? I don't cross my feet. He can bring his head up and stack me now. But if I'm here, come up and stack me. It's not happening. Okay? So I'm hugging the arm, my hips go up, and I have the tap. Did you bust that? No. Did you? No? Somebody did.
Not me, coach. I'd admit it.
Gnarly.
It was me.
So,
Higgins.
I'm going to open this up, get my deep grip, start threatening the choke. He's got to deal with it. Okay? This doesn't mean that I can't choke him, but when he's defending the choke, foot comes up in the hip, knee to the shoulder, all right? I bring my other leg up in the armpit. I change my angle from in front of him, 90 degrees, keeping this down, pressure down. Then I sneak the leg over the head, keeping the pressure down, hug. A lot of times I don't even let go of this. I don't let go of this grip. Okay, you can or whatever. I tend to make this work without letting go of the grip. Because if he's trying to get out, so he can't do that from here. Check, I hug, hips up, I've got the tap. Any questions? Do you want to see? Good? You got 100%, huh? All right, let's do it. Pulling this down, keeping this pressure, putting a lot of pressure on me. Okay, then I can come down and get elbow control. If I can get double elbow control, this is good for me. Okay, he's going to be trying to sit up and pull his arms out. This gives me space to spin. You see where I'm at? My hips are up, I'm controlling the elbow. Okay, boom. And if he's defending this arm, that elbow's not where it needs to be. Spin to the opposite side. See where I'm at? I'm still holding on to that elbow. I hug my hands behind that elbow. It gives me additional leverage. Okay, leg tight over the head, my other leg's up here, just like we talked about before. Okay, hug, hip up. Okay, grab. If he's defending, he gets that elbow where I don't, right? And I'm gonna switch, I'm gonna open this up, spinning arm, hips up. Okay, hug, arm lock. You gotta use the spin of my legs here for the spinning arm lock. Okay, and I can just kind of drill it here. Okay, get your grips. Okay, hips out. Spin. 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 Why are you making faces? Huh? No, we didn't. Okay, high guard, guys. I'm going to use my legs, right? 1, 2, 3. I don't bring this leg over the head. I'm not, he's fighting me. He's not letting me get to where I need to be, okay? I'm going to lock. This isn't wrong, but this is generally tighter, okay? So, if he's not letting me get my grip over here, and I want to isolate a little bit, this is one of the things that I'll work off of this grip here, okay? Obviously I'm starting off looking for both lapel grips. When I can't get it, I can usually come down and get a little sleeve grip here, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I've got him, in order for him to get his shoulder, he's got to punch it back in towards me. He's got to punch his shoulder back. If my hand is where I set it in front of his shoulder, now it's very difficult for him to push back into it or to get his arm out, okay? Once I'm here, I can get in position. As he's trying to escape, he starts to make space. There's more space between my hips. I can push on the head and then very quickly transition to leg over and attacking the arm, okay? From my high guard. There's a whole game from high guard. It's a whole posture, but this is a good intro to it. So I start my game. He's not allowing me to get that second grip, so I switch off. 1, just the same, right? Now, but he knows he's worried about this arm lock because he feels me set it up, so he starts to defend. So I come here. Now, if I try to bring my leg over, he's going to get enough space to get his elbow out, right? If I try to bring my leg over, he gets his elbow out. So I go 1, 2, and I don't bring the leg over. He's trying to get his elbow out, but I just bring it here and lock down. Look, I'm locking on his shoulder and I'm squeezing. So now he's all jammed up in here. If he tries to push forward with his shoulder, my hand's blocking it. Try to get in there. See, he's trying to get in there. And see how he's moving me? Now my hips are more freed up. Now I come here, okay? Leg combs his hair quickly. Boom, look, hug. I'm back on the same position here. So a little bit different entry into what we're doing here. So we've got our spinning arm lock that goes on very quickly. We've got our by the numbers arm lock, right, where we just go right into the arm lock off the foot. 1, 2, 3, and then we have our high guard. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, bring the leg over. Check?
Check.
Let's give it a try. When his arms, when I break his posture and his arms are above my shoulder, he's in position for cutting arm lock, okay? So cutting arm lock, I still need to control the shoulder, control the wrist, attack the elbow. I'm just gonna do it in the opposite direction, all right? I'm gonna shrimp out, all right? Look, this foot comes up in the hip. This foot comes over on the hip. My knees pinch. See where my feet are play a crucial role in this. My heels, my knees, my hips. I'm talking to his wrist. I say, hello wrist, ring ring, hello wrist, is the elbow home? And then I put pressure on the elbow. Okay, if he's trying to pull out, it's very difficult because of the way I'm holding. If he's trying to put pressure in, I've got my foot in his hips. So it makes it easy to control. So foot's in the far hip, top's on the back, my knees pinch on the shoulder. I trap the wrist with my head and my shoulder. I find his elbow, I put the pressure on his elbow. Okay, some people will hug it, but I find I get better precision if I gable grip and slide to the elbow. Okay, once again. If his hands are on the ground below, what are we looking for? Femoral, omoplata, that kind of stuff. But if I'm taking him off balance and his hand comes up, okay, look, I'm already trapping here with my head. Shrimp, foot in the hip, knee over the top. I'm sliding out, keeping this arm straight. I'm keeping pressure the whole time. Knees are tight, gable grip or hug, and pressure. Hello wrist is the elbow home. Okay, you're talking, you gotta trap that hand in there like you're talking on the phone. Okay?
Alright, so our by the numbers armbar from the mount. Okay, by the numbers, because we're gonna do this by the numbers. I start off with my choke, just like I do with the guard. Okay, I set my good grip. Look, my fist, I can put on the ground. I grab that tag, put my fist on the ground. I've got a good base there. Okay, now I'm gonna start to work the choke here. He's generally gonna come in and defend with his arms, just like this. It brings the elbows up. Okay, he's got to defend that choke, and 99 times out of 99 times, his arms are gonna be involved. Alright, so from here, my left knee, I'm gonna attack his right arm. So my left knee comes up to the top of his head like this. Okay, I've got good base here on either side on my knuckles. Now my right foot comes up under his opposite elbow like this. This is technically the S mount. Okay, I was laughing because Walter's over here mouthing it as I say it. Alright, so the S mount. I can keep my choke attack here, but usually what happens is because of where I'm at, if he's bucking and jumping, it doesn't really matter. His hips are moving, but I'm across his shoulders. It's very difficult for him to sit up, you know, even as strong as Vince is, with all of me sitting on his shoulders. He's bucking and jumping with his hips, it really doesn't affect me too much. I got all my base across the shoulders. So now I hug the arm, okay? I lean towards his hips and bring my leg over his head. Look, 9 times out of 9.5 times, I finish the arm lock here, still sitting on the person, because I'm a big bully like that, all right? But if he bumps, now that I'm leaning towards his hips, he might bump you off, or he might be lighter. So look, where am I? Heels, knees, hips, hug, and I have the arm lock before my back even hits the ground. Check. Okay, so once again, set my grip. I come across for the cross lapel choke here. He's defending with his arms. I bring my left knee up, even with his head, or maybe a little bit higher. My other leg comes up into the S mount. All right. Now I'm gonna hug the arm, lean towards his hips. Bring my leg over the top. I can let go of this if I need to, because I got a lot of pressure on it. So if he's trying to get his shoulder down to the ground, I brought this leg up, my hips are blocking it here. Does everybody see that? That's why I brought my knee up next to his head. I'm leaning towards his hips to bring my leg over his head. If I can finish it here, great. If he bumps me, heels, knees, hips, hug. A lot of times people just assume they have to fall to their back to get the arm bar there. Right? So they do everything else right. Boom, 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 boom. Then they get in a hurry to fall to their back. And he's got all that space to get his arm out. Now what do? I'm in big trouble, right? Wrong. I switch to the old bottom and finish him anyways. Okay? Any questions on the arm bar by the numbers? Shall we do it once more or are we good? I'll tell you what, why don't I see some of the funnel faces? So you guys tell me what to do. We're going to go through it together. First step. Set the grip for the choke. Open the lapel. Get your grip on your knuckles. Second hand comes across. Now he's defending. Now what? What if he doesn't defend here?
Choke him.
Choke him! Alright? Choke him. Choke him. Choke him. Choke him. So, if he does defend, he brings the arm in. Now what?
Bring your knee up.
Knee comes up next to the head. Boom. Now what?
So, right leg pass.
Foot. I come up into the S mount. Now what? Hug that arm. Lean towards the hips to bring the leg over the head. Heels. Knees. Hips. Lean back and tap. 40 inches from now. Good to go? Military? No. Any questions? A lot of times, guys, they're supposed to keep their arms in and bent, so like that, but they'll push. They're trying to get you away from them and they'll push and they'll straighten their arms for some reason. Sometimes this will happen at different, for some reason, because they're trying to get you off and get out from underneath you. So sometimes it'll happen on an angle, but whatever, we're gonna work it from straight on here. When he does this, I'm gonna take, and the arm that comes over is the side that I'm attacking. Okay, full speed, spinning arm bar looks like this. Okay, and you'll notice I'm going light on it because I don't want to fall back on it. And that's kind of full speed, and you can get it very quickly. And you have to on this one because you're moving in their space. But so that you can see what we're doing here now, I'm doing the same thing that I was doing before. My leg is coming up with my hips blocking the arm, but I'm on it like I'm giving him a CPR here. Okay, that leg comes over. And I'm in my position, hugging the arm. Okay, I've set myself up with it with my arm position. Alright? And I end up here hugging it. And then everything else is the same. Heels, knees, hips, hug that arm and I'm on it. Be careful as you're falling back because your hips are so deep on his arm that it'll go on quickly. If you hold on to it tight as you fall back, you could actually injure the arm. Okay, so holding it. It's hard to do slow because if you go slow, I start giving him all this space. See, look, if I try to bring my leg over, he's got space to get his elbow down. And I'm not blocked. So I need to kind of pivot here. Does that make sense? I don't want to be up so high that his elbow gets out, but I have to come up just enough so that I can spin on my hands, okay? It's hard. But that's what you're doing here, on top of him, okay? Once more, we're good. You guys will see from the back here. So here, push with the arm, over the top. Post, my legs will come over. Nope. Let's give it a try. Spin it on. Last one's a rolling arm bar when he tries to upa. Remember, we're not training to fight white belts, right? We're training to fight brown, black
those high-level guys. When I do this, he feels like, when I grab this, he feels like I have no base over there, okay, which is pretty accurate. So a lot of times what we'll do is he'll grab this arm, and he'll bump me over this way, trying to escape. I'm gonna base here, windshield wiper my foot, okay? Windshield wiper this foot as high as I can. Now, I bring the knee over in front of his face, hug the arm, and sometimes I can finish the arm bar right here. Now, a lot of times he'll roll. He'll roll on the shoulder of the arm that I'm holding on to, okay? I let him roll, keeping my knees pointed towards his head so that it's hard for him to sit up. Okay, try to sit up. See, I'm blocking that with my knees. Now look, I shrimp, but I keep my knees pinched together. Shrimp, look, I'm on the arm bar here. If for some reason I can't get it, I bring the leg over the head. Look, heels, knees, hips, arm lock. Okay, so when he rolls, he actually kind of puts himself into the finishing position. But he doesn't have a lot of places he can go from there. This is your first class, or your first couple of months or whatever. Don't be frustrated if you don't get this one. You know, you got to know how to, that shoulder roll is important too. All right, so give it a try. Put it in your game, cool. If not, don't worry, it's more an intermediate move. But I need to show it. Boom, grip. He's like, haha, you got no base over there. So he bumps. I base. See how I'm on my forehead? I block, and then this foot, as he's bumping, windshield wipers up high so I'm tight, and so I can bring my knee over the face. I hug the arm. Okay, a lot of times I can get the arm lock right here, but a lot of times he'll try to roll. Look, knees pinched so it doesn't come up off that. Now shrimp, but keep your knees tight at the same time. Leg comes over the head. Feels these hips, hips into it, right? I need a little bit of, puts the pressure up on the elbow. Okay, does everybody understand the rolls? Everybody see what Vince is doing here for the roll? Okay, let's pay attention to Vince's part here real quick. Okay, he's trapping my arm and trying to oop over this way. Look, this leg, I don't want to leave it down here. I want to windshield wiper it as I come up to my head. Right, see where he's trying to come to his knees? And then he rolls. Boom, I keep him pinched. Shrimp, leg over. Good go? Yes, sir. Sometimes. Depends on somebody's flexibility, how much space there is, if they're already rolling. But generally, if they're white belt for 6 months or more, they'll try to roll out of it. They'll try to do something to get out of it. If they're real flexible, especially. Does that answer your question? Yeah, try to finish it from there, but it's hard to stop them from rolling, so you're better off letting them roll and rolling with it right into it. Cool? Any other questions? Let's give it a try. I go to knee on belly. Let's just work this from knee on belly. When he pushes on my knee here, that puts his arm right in position, okay? I underhook, I'm gonna pick this up, all right? I want him up on his side. I'm gonna step around behind, okay? I'm gonna drive this knee into the lat here, okay? Mike's being a shitbird defending already, but that's okay. I guess I'm for that too. So I'm gonna drive this in underneath on the lat. I put my weight down on it, and I come up into this position here. It's good also, since I'm in the tank armbar position, to be controlling this leg so he can't roll out and escape. Okay? Boom. Or here. Everything's still the same. Heels, knees, hips. Notice how deep my foot is. That's why I want to pull him up on his side so my foot's all the way back here. My toes are in his spine. Okay, I'm really blocking that shoulder. I have to have my heels close to my butt here so that his elbow is on this side of my hips. If I'm stretched out here, it puts his elbow out of range. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So I'm here, boom. He pushes on my knee. I underhook. Look, I pick this up as I step. I'm pinching him here. I'm already driving the knee here. Okay? Drive the knee into his lat. You'll hear him go, "Ugh." As I go, I keep this leg tight. Okay? Heels, knees, hips, hug. And this gets really tight really fast. Okay? Which makes it very effective because what's he doing? If I'm passing, he's using his arms to try to block my hips, right? So as I sit through, right, the way to deal with this is to sit through. As I sit through and this knee hits, I step over and I'm here. This is very tight because it's an armpit arm bar, right? Call it an armpit arm bar because I'm holding the arm with the armpit, okay? I can grab my foot here, grab my knee, right? Even if he's trying to defend, right? It's very difficult for him to get out. Look, I'm pulling with my heels, right? I'm pinching with my knees. I'm hugging the arm under my armpit, right? And then my hips go in. If he's defending with the other arm, yeah, I can still get that, okay? I can also just be sitting here and he can be pushing on me with his arms, right? Pushing on my chest, pushing wherever. Right? I hug the arm, I step over. A lot of times I'll just get a quick kill here, right? I can still do it with this, right? But what happens if I do this and he defends, right? Now he's in position for other things. Or if he tries to push my foot off his head, he's in position for other things. Does that look familiar to anybody? Should look familiar to everybody, okay? So again, I can do it from just sitting here, or if I'm passing, right? As I pass, he's trying to block, man. When I see the straight arm, I say, oh, how can I get into this arm lock? I sit through, knee hits, I step over, arm's already in position. Even if he starts defending here, my hips are right there. If he does get this arm out somehow, I hold on to it, and I still go with the hips. Okay, now look, I'm down low across the hips, I've got a wide base. Any which way he tries to bump me, see, I've got a foot here, I've got a foot here, elbow here, I've got a nice triangle base with all my weight on his hips. Okay? Let's see, are you good? Yeah. Once more, or are we good?
We're just pulling back on the arm or we're pushing hips forward?
Yes, hips forward. When you got the armpit arm bar,
Yeah.
it's just hips forward because you're already locked it in place. Any other questions? You guys want to see it once more? Or we good? Sit that knee all the way through to the shoulder so that you're controlling the shoulder when you step over. Check?
Sir.
Let's do it.